you're actually trying too hard. I call this the Pendulum Trap. Imagine a scale of 1 to 10. Level 1 is the slump, a life with total indulgence and no discipline. In level 1, you're basically more blob than human. Level 10 is the burnout. It's a life built on a dream of perfection that requires 100% of your willpower at all times. At level 10, you're basically trying and failing to be a god. Most people spend their lives bouncing between levels 1 and 10, the blob and the super saiyan, and that constant crazy swing takes a big toll. Here's the problem. The harder you swing that mental pendulum, the stronger the swing back towards failure will be. The center point is the opposite. It's the small range between levels 4 to 6, which seems average and bland, but this is actually where the real magic happens. That's the steady state lifestyle, a lifestyle in which you are doing enough to see progress, but not so much that your life feels like a chore. And thanks to that, it's sustainable. Because in the center point, you aren't relying on willpower or motivation steroids. You're relying on momentum. When you live in the center, a bad day doesn't result in total collapse. It's just a minor wobble. And the next day, you're back on the right track. And those small improvements, day after day, they stack up to massive change that happens naturally with barely any effort. It's less flashy, yes, but it's a million times more effective. So let me show you the 3 tools you're ever gonna need to keep yourself anchored into this zone. The first tool to stay in the center point is the 70% rule. The objective here is to avoid the big swings, to stop the pendulum from ever gaining too much speed and setting yourself up for an even bigger crash. So even though you might suddenly feel super motivated to change and you want to give 110% of your effort to make that happen, I want you to put on the brakes. Cap your effort at 70% and leave that remaining 30% of energy and motivation on the bank. It might feel like a waste, but it's not. It's an investment. You know the saying, less is more. Well, it's actually 100% true. So if you feel like you could work out for an hour, do 40 minutes instead. If you feel like you could write 1,500 words, stop at 1,000. Because by leaving that 30% in the tank, you stay in the level 6 center point. You're making great progress, yes, but you're finishing your work feeling energized rather than depleted. It feels good, it's sustainable, and it's self-motivating. And this prevents the pendulum from ever swinging back to the slump. Once you've slowed down the pendulum, you need to pull it toward the middle. So tool number 2 is about finding your anchor. Here's how it works. Instead of trying to change 10 things at once, your priority is to find that one habit that anchors the pendulum in the middle even when life gets messy. It's the behavior that naturally makes everything else easier, and for most people, this is going to be related to either their sleep or movement. Because these two are the great biological mechanisms that regulate your mood, your energy throughout the day, and your hormonal balance. And therefore, they are the ones setting the stage for your day's success or failure. So forget about jumping straight into a new diet or a 15-step morning routine, and work first on securing your pendulum in the middle with a non-negotiable anchor habit. It could be a daily 20-minute walk or a consistent sunset routine. Because once that anchor is set, it creates a gravitational pull that keeps all your other habits in that magical level 4 to 6 range. And just like that, the rest of your life starts to align around it without the need of any extra effort, because the right choice becomes the easy choice. Finally, we have to handle the inevitable wobbles, the mini swings. Because even in the center point, you're gonna have days where you'll drift towards a level 2 or a level 3. I mean, life happens. So you're going to miss a workout, you'll blow your calorie count with a birthday cake, or you're gonna get sick and your weekly YouTube video is not gonna happen. When you are in the pendulum trap, even one of those mistakes means failure, so people just let go and quit. But that doesn't happen in the steady state lifestyle because it's realistic. And because we have a tool to deal with those moments of weakness, it's the miss once buffer. Here's the rule. You can miss once, that's okay, but you cannot miss twice in a row. Missing once is a minor drift, and by allowing yourself that buffer, you release the pressure of perfectionism. You reframe the situation, and just like that, you aren't failing anymore. You're just recalibrating back to the center point. So when all wobbles, you get back to the basics, and this is how you stop a small mistake from turning into a month-long collapse. This built-in forgiveness in your system is what sets the difference between a 2-week resolution and a 20-year lifestyle. In conclusion, stop trying to be a superhero. Superheroes are exhausting and they burn fast. So ignore those who tell you to go hard or go home. That's bull. Instead, do the smart thing and stay right in the center. Follow the 70% rule, find your anchor, and use the miss once buffer. And in a few weeks, when everyone else around you will be crashing and burning, you'll be the one still moving forward. Calm, consistent, and unstoppable. So where's your pendulum right now? Have you been overswinging lately? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to help you find your center point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon here, as always, in Chinchilla.